Hey guys, welcome back at the Thisissoul Shop YouTube channel. Right here in front of me I have all the Racer Shift, Loka and Cosmo skates, and I'm gonna give you a review about what sets these apart from different skates. We are here right now, of course, in our store in Amsterdam, and if you want to try some of these Racer skates or any other models, then you can always come by during opening hours here. If you're not able to come by, then you can always, of course, order from our website, Thisissoul.com. We have all the aggressive skates and also freestyle skates on the market on our web shop right there for you to buy. Online, we really try to give the best information possible. So we try to be the web shop that informs customers the best. This new series that we're doing is a review series, and in which I'm gonna explain what sets these Racer Shift, Gold and Loka skates apart from other Racer skates, but also from other aggressive skates. This here is of course an aggressive skate, except for the Racer's Cosmo, which is a freestyle skate. The nice thing about this Racer's boot is that it's pretty adaptable. So me, for example, I ride this skate myself. This is my boot right here, and I use it as a freestyle and as an aggressive skate. So this review is good for both types of skating. Let me explain why. This here is a different sole frame. The Racer Shift is different than any other skate because you can really easily change and swap the sole plate, including the frame, even when you still have it on your feet. Let me show you how that goes. Here's the skate, and on the bottom are two buttons, and you can press it in. Here, I start with the back. You pull it out a little bit, and then you press in the front one, and you take off the entire sole plate. Once you do, you can just pop the frame off. Then this is my aggressive setup, and switch it for your freestyle setup. Boom, attach it and put the sole plate back on, just like that. Boom. It's real easy, but it requires you to take out the bolts that are in the sole plate. I skated this skate for, I don't know, at least 3 years. Pretty long, at least, and it never went wrong. So I don't skate them with the bolts. The sole plate bolts are not there, but it hasn't been a problem for me. So I do know of some stories of people skating it like this and then kind of like that the system unclicked while they're skating it, but from my personal experience, no problem there. So that's a very cool feature of the Racer Shift. That's the one of the main reasons why I use it myself, because I really like going to the skate park with my aggressive setup in my backpack, then arriving, then switching it pretty quickly, and using the same boot for aggressive and freestyle, so that I don't need to get used to the different setup. So that's what sets this skate apart from all other skates on the market. But what do I mean with this skate? I mean, I've been talking about Shift, Loka, and the Cosmo skate, and what I mean when I say that is that they use the same boot mold for these models, so that is what they have in common. And all the skates that have either one of those three names, they will also perform very, very similar because they use the same molds. That's basically the same product, only maybe it has like a different color. So this one has like an army liner, this one is gray, and this one is a little bit more cute, but in general they will all skate the same. Racers has 4 models like that, so they have kind of like the Shift, Loka, Cosmo model. That's one. They have the Cult series, they have the Genesis series, and the SL series. And then within all these series, they bring out maybe like 2 or 3 models each year. Within the series are of course different models, different editions, and what sets these different editions apart is little details like the liner. For example, the stock liner from razors is pretty okay, but the tongue is often a little bit small and kind of like the liner is puffy at the beginning, but after you skate it for a while, it shrinks a lot. And the rain liner, for example, which is the better brand that works together with razors to make like their more high performance models. The rain models, the rain liners are a lot more sturdier, they're more comfortable and more durable. So that's the difference, what sets different models apart. Another thing is the buckle. So some come with the metal buckle, some come with the plastic buckle. I personally really prefer metal buckles. I would always skate a metal buckle. If I would get a skate and had a plastic one, I would always swap it for a metal one. So there's minor details like that, and then of course the colors. Now let's talk about the fit of this skate. In general, it's pretty true to size. So if you have a size 42, you probably should just get a size 42. If the skate at first feels really tight for you, just give it some time, because it will adjust to your foot a lot, and the liner has a lot of padding and that will shrink, like I told you earlier. So if it's really tight at the beginning, then it will be normally tight later. And if it's like super comfortable at the beginning, then it will probably be too loose after a while. Specific for this skate is that the top of the boot is pretty low. Fit is maybe not the most important thing, that the length is correct, but the performance for your skate comes more of the top part of your foot here. So this part here. And if this part is really tight, then that helps you with performing your tricks. And if this part's really loose, then it might be comfortable, but not so beneficial. That's why the Razor Shift is the top performing model from Razors, and people who are top performing also like a tight skate. So that's why they made this one a little bit more snug. If you compare it to other Razor skates like the Razor Genesis or the Razor SL, those ones are definitely higher. So if you have like a big clunky tall feet here, if it's like really high, then I would advise against getting one of these models. If you have like a normal feet like me, then this is just fine. Not just fine, it's perfect. The sizing for this skate is a little bit complicated, and let me explain you why. Because Razors themselves advertises this skate as coming in single sizes, but on our website you can see that it's advertised as dual sizes. And the reason behind that is that we think that the dual sizing is a more honest way of advertising the sizes, because in reality, if you, for example, take a size 41 and a size 42, it comes in the same boot shell. So this plastic outside has the same mold. It comes from the same plastic mold. And for size 41, 42, there's exactly zero difference in how it will fit. The tiny point of difference that there might be between a 41 and a 42. So if you take out the liner, then there might be a little bit of length difference. You can see it if you just like do the liners just like this and you compare them. Then the 42 will probably be a little bit taller inside. But we advise just to always get like the biggest liner that will fit in the shell, because the real performance from your skate will come from the top part of your foot and not from the length. So if the only thing that's a little bit different is a few extra millimeters at the front, then just get the biggest liner that's possible in the shell. So that's why we as a shop, we don't even offer the size 41, for example. We only stock the 42s, and we list it on our website as 41, 42 as a bundled size, because first it's more clear. It raises some questions like, hey, why is that the case? But then if you find out the answers to their questions, it's our customers will have like a more realistic choice in what size they buy. The sizing for this skate goes 39-40, 41-42, 43-45, and then 46-47. There's one super cool thing about the Racer Shift, by the way, is that under the Loka brand, which is more focused on female skaters, they made an even smaller shell size, which is smaller than size 39-40, and that is thus 37-38. They made this, I think, about 2 years ago, and something even cooler happened, that they made an even smaller shell size, and that is the size 35-36, and there's no other hard boot single shell size boot on the market that is as small as the smallest Racers Loka. So if you have really small feet but you still want to have like a super good skate, then this is a real opportunity for you to get like a top skate in a small size, because all other small skates are like adjustable skates, and those are always bad. These skates are very comfortable due to the big shock absorber that's under the heel. Let me show you what I mean. If you take out the liner, then there's this big wide shock pad under your heel, and it's super soft, super squishy. And the purpose is, if you jump from, let's say, if you jump from a roof and you land, you want to have some soft cushioning. I don't do that. I don't do tricks like that. So on my skates, I actually changed this for a much harder shock absorber, because although it's comfortable, what I want in my skate is performance. And if you have something hard under your heel, you can, let's say if you're doing a slide, which is an advanced braking technique, or you're doing difficult grinds, you want to have as much control as possible, and the harder this is under your foot, the more control you have. One of the things that aggressive skates vary in a lot is the thickness of the sole plate, and that's the part that's underneath your foot. Some skates are actually like 1.5 centimeters between your foot and where the frame starts. And the Racer Shift is one of the skates that's actually one of the lowest skates on the market. It's super low to the ground, so that makes it super stable as well. Gives you a lot of control, which is nice for beginners just starting out, because you want to be low to the ground if you're just beginning. But also if you're an advanced skater, if you're skating for 20 years, you also want to have like the best performance and being really low to the ground. So that's really nice. Next topic is the flex of the skate. And for me, also because I skate Racer Shift as like a day-to-day skate, the flex is kind of like the norm. So there's some skates, maybe like use the Aeon, which have a lot of forward flex, and then there's some other skates, maybe like the new Mesmer Throne, which are a little bit stiffer in the forward flex. And I think the Racer skates are a little bit average. So in my opinion, that's good. You want to have like an average flex. You don't want to have too much, you don't want to have too little. And then let's talk about the sideways flex, because if you're doing top sole grinds, you want to lean into it a lot. And for me, I really like the way the Racer skates have the sideways flex. If it comes to freestyle skating, however, that's actually a downside, because on the freestyle skate you want to have, you don't want to have a frame underneath your boot that has kind of like a mind of its own wheel. And that's why it's really nice that it has this shifting option, but it's still not like the perfect freestyle skate. If you're really dedicated freestyle skater, it's not the best option. Maybe like a power slide next, or a rollback twister, or an FR skate or something would be then, or something like that would be a better skate for you. If you just like the boot a lot and you want to freestyle skate, I mean, it's just fine. I'm just saying, if we're talking about flex, that's something you should consider. Now let's talk about the cuff. If you take out the liner, you can see that there's a little T-nut, or kind of like like a bolt inside, and this is the part where the cuff bolt screws in. If you take off the cuff bolt, you can take it out and flip it and put it back in the other way, and this will change the position of the cuff a little bit. If you put the cuff more backwards, you'll have more forward flex. If you put the cuff more forward, you'll have less forward flex. So you can kind of like play with the amount of flex that you have. That's cool. The sizing for the cuff is similar for all shoe sizes. So if you have like a really small Loca, you can still put the cuff on the biggest size shift there is. Also, all Racers cuffs fits on all skates. So the Cult fits on the SL and the SL fits on the Shift. They're all the same. And because Racers and Remedies kind of like have the same parenting company called Sunshine, so the Remedies cuff will also fit on all Racer skates. The Remedies cuff, however, has a big V-cut. So if you don't think the Racer skates will have enough sideways flex for you, which I don't know why you would think that, but if you would want to have more sideways flex, then you could put on a Remedies cuff, and because of the V-cut, there will be more sideways flex. Some Racer Shift models also come with the small V-cut, as you can see here. And I don't know if this will do anything, if it will increase the flex a lot, but at least the idea is there. Next topic is the Soleplate. The Racer Shift has one of the widest sole plates on the market. That's one of the reasons also why I really like this skate. I also skated skates with small sole plates. It works just fine. But a big advantage of having the big sole plate is that you can also put on a big frame. So I skate the Wish frame, and this is also one of the tallest frames on the market. So I have one of the widest sole plates and one of the tallest frames. And these two kind of like cancel each other out. So it enables me to ride flat, meaning 4 wheels to the ground with a really big groove, which needs a really tall frame, and then I have a really wide sole plate to compensate that. On some skates, you can kind of like customize the sole plates with other brands and kind of like play with that. Some sole plates are interchangeable, but with the Racer Shift, however, you can only put on Racer Shift parts. There's no like other brands or other model parts that will fit on this boot. You can change the colors, of course, also same for the cuff and for the buckle and things, but that's it. This is the bottom of the skate. You see here the sole frame, that's what it's called. This is a plate, it's a single plate, and there's some T-nuts here, and these are the nuts that mount the frame. This is called a Universal Frame System Mounting Standard, so short UFS. And that means that all other UFS frames will fit on this sole frame, and of course then on this skate. There's a whole bunch of UFS frames on the market, and you have big wheels, small wheels. There's so many choices. So that's something you can play with if you have this skate, is what kind of a frame you want. And of course the cool thing is, if you buy a frame and then if you can also buy a separate sole frame with it, then you have this kind of like together as a package. And if you have different packages of like this at home, you can kind of like swap real easily what kind of setup you have. So if you like, for example, like a 3x110 setup, you can have that. But also you can put on like an ice blade. So for if you go ice skating, and then you just inline skate to the skate rink, and then swap it for your ice skates, go ice skating, and then you inline skate back home. That's super cool. All right, the last part we're gonna discuss right now is the customization options. I already pointed out a few different things that you can change, but let's just go through them all. The first thing is the liner. So if you have the stock liner, which is this one, definitely my advice is to upgrade to a rain liner or an intuition liner, because they're just a lot more comfortable. If you have a plastic buckle on there, you can swap it for a metal one, which just closes really nice. Oh, I love that sound. The next thing you can change is the shock absorption. It's really soft, it's comfortable, that's nice, but it kind of like absorbs your energy as well and takes away some of the performance. We have, of course, all the shock absorbers that you want on our web shop on thisissoul.com. So check these out. As you can see on my skate, I have some CCM waxed laces. I really like these laces because I can tie my skates harder with them. So that's a good upgrade that you can do. And something you cannot see that I have in my skate is a super feet insole. The super feet insole have like, it's kind of like the opposite of this gel heel sole. The super feet have like a plastic cup which hold your heel in a fixed position, which creates a really comfortable and relaxed feeling for your feet, because that's kind of like the position that your foot wants to be in. So it can finally relax. That's all the customization that there is. That's all the information that I have about this skate. If there's anything that we missed, please drop it in the comments so that other people can learn from that. What's your experience with the Razor Shift? Would you recommend it or not? Please let us know. This was a new series, like a review series. We're gonna do all the skates that we have. We're gonna do a review from them and tell you all the ins and outs of all these different skates that are on the market right now. So if you like videos like this and maybe other like our hardware insights or skate lessons, if you like videos like that, check out our YouTube channel for more. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. And it's just a force of habit to say it like this. I didn't even put this in the script.